When I began watching college football in the late 80s, Miami was a top program and dominated with their distinctive play and style. The Jimmy Johnson era of Miami Hurricanes football was before my time, but afterward, I was fully engaged in college football when Dennis Erickson was leading the Hurricanes. Erickson was the head coach of the U from 1989 to 1994, winning 2 national championships while only losing 9 games. So for this video, I want to talk about the 5 most shocking Miami Hurricanes losses during the Dennis Erickson era. This list is from my point of view, ranked in how shocked I was each time Miami lost at the time. Hence, you might have a different level of shock, so comment below with your top 5 list. So without further ado, the 5th most shocking Miami Hurricanes loss during the Dennis Erickson era, the 1994 Miami Hurricanes lost to Nebraska in the Orange Bowl. Coming into this game, Nebraska, they're ranked number 1, and Miami is ranked number 3. So I understand Nebraska almost beat Florida State in the previous season's Orange Bowl, but coming into this game, I still felt that Nebraska's style wasn't going to be able to beat the speed and athleticism of the Florida schools. The 1991 Orange Bowl was still fresh in my mind, with top-ranked Miami against Nebraska, with Miami dominating. That game seemed worse than a 22-point shutout, but for this Orange Bowl, what happened? Nebraska was finally able to break through and defeat a Florida school, despite an incredible performance from Warren Sapp. In at number 4, also during the 1994 college football season, Miami's 38-20 loss to Washington. So Washington, they split the national title with Miami in 1991, but in 1994, Washington seemingly wasn't quite the same program like it was under Don James from 1990 to 1992. The Huskies, they were still pretty decent, as Washington, they were ranked number 17 at the time of this game. What made this result surprising was that this loss ended Miami's 58-game home winning streak at the Orange Bowl. That 58-game winning streak was always stuck in my mind, and seeing that come to an end was pretty shocking. The number 3 most shocking loss during the Dennis Erickson era, Miami losing to BYU to open the 1990 season. So Miami, they won the title in 1989, and to kick off the following season, Miami, they traveled to Provo, Utah to play 16th ranked BYU Cougars. I was not able to watch this game, and don't remember seeing the score in the newspaper, so I think I heard about this game the next morning at church. And while BYU was still a pretty good program, they won the national title in 1984 and still had Lavelle Edwards as their head coach, it was shocking to hear about Miami losing to BYU to open the season fresh off of national championship. In at number 2, the 1992 Miami Hurricanes losing the Sugar Bowl to Alabama. Alright, so coming into this game, Miami, they were a top-ranked team. Alabama, they're number 2, so this was a de facto national championship game. Coming into this game, Miami, they're on a 29-game winning streak. The Canes, they're talking so much smack, being so arrogant and cocky prior to the Sugar Bowl. And then I was shocked watching this whole game as Alabama, they really dominated Miami. It was so surprising to see how much Alabama bullied Miami with how physical they were, as they were destroying big bad Miami. In fact, they didn't have to get that much production from the passing game as they dominated Miami on the ground, and that defense was awesome. The way Alabama handled Miami was quite shocking. Before I get to number 1, just want to mention 4 losses that didn't make the list. 2 of these were to Florida State, which I don't think were surprising at all, and then a Miami loss in 1990 to Notre Dame, when Lou Holtz had that program really going, which wasn't surprising. And then Miami, they had a loss to West Virginia on the road by 3 points late in the 1993 season. Now, West Virginia, they had a great coach at the time in Don Nehlen, who was extremely underrated, and he led West Virginia to an undefeated regular season that year in 1993. Alright, the number 1 most shocking Miami Hurricanes loss during the Dennis Erickson era, in 1993, Miami Hurricanes being shut out by the Arizona Wildcats in the Fiesta Bowl. So 1993 was Dennis Erickson's worst season with the Hurricanes. But Miami, they still had that mystique, that aura, and just seeing Arizona just completely dominate Miami with their Desert Swarm defense was quite an interesting ending to a disappointing season. And although this wasn't Erickson's best Miami team, it was still quite shocking to see Arizona destroy Miami like that, shutting them out in a big bowl game. Thank you so much for your interest in this video. What are your top 5 most shocking losses during the Dennis Erickson era with the Miami Hurricanes? Thank you so much for all the support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And once again, I appreciate you checking out this video.